wanted to be with the people. I wanted to see with my own eyes, hear with my own ears.
What have you heard so far?
I've learned a lot.
Tiffany Haddish does not have that same benefit. So when she comes out here and makes commentary, and when she does any of these things, like Donald Trump can support Israel, Tiffany Haddish doesn't get to make stupid comments. And then you don't get to make stupid comments and don't think our community is going to go straight to you. We beeline right to you because we have that access to you, right? And I'm talking about Tiffany Haddish. If you guys don't know on the situation of Israel, that we are saying that our president is not on the right side of, so we're condemning him. We're questioning any other leader like Donald Trump and where they stand with that. But comedians have joined the chat. It was people who were joining the chat that were musicians and actors, and they had to pull their comments because Israel said, oh, you want to say something? Now, comedians have joined the chat. One comedian is Tiffany Haddish. She was seen earlier this week in a video that she posted while drinking a mimosa or champagne with some orange juice in it and basking in the fact that she wants to go see what's happening in Israel herself. She wants to go see what's happening herself. Meanwhile, she's going to Tel Aviv, but she said she can't get it from what's happening online, when online is actually where we're getting the most accurate news because they're blocking the media coming out of Gaza.
Negroes for hire.
Let's be 100. Now, I want you guys to hear it from Tiffany Haddish herself. There's parts of this too I want to make sure we get through before we get out of the show. But listen to Tiffany Haddish and watch her demeanor as she talks about this. Genocide. Watch.
On my way to Tel Aviv, then to Jerusalem, then I'm going to the Dead Sea and go and get me some. Gonna have some fun, yeah, it's gonna be great. Then I'm gonna learn about the politics. Hey, see, I feel like I can't believe everything I see on the internet. I can't believe everything everybody's saying to me on the internet. I need to go see for myself. I'm one of those people. I'm sleepy as hell. I'm about to be asleep this whole flight. I've been up all night. And I'm gonna sleep the whole 16 hours. And I'm gonna go see for myself. I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna go see all of it. I'm gonna ask questions. See with my own eyes. Because I don't believe everything. You know, social media be saying, I know a lot of stuff on social media be not true. Because, yeah, I didn't even open it. Because I see stuff people say about me and I live my life. I'm living my life and I'm like, that's not what I said. That's not true. So, before I get to speaking on stuff, because I've heard from people that live there on both sides of the gate, now I'm going to go see. This is not champagne. Champagne, first of all, don't come in a cup like this. Damn. That's a little Caesar salad right there.
Rich.
What is it?
So I want to go see. And then I'm going to tell y'all what I think. But I'm going to go see with my own eyes. Because
nothing having background country music.
What I saw online.
The vibe.
Like,
the vibe.
And I know a lot of people that have gone. So many people have gone. And they've come back alive. They come back fine. So I want to go see.
Okay, stop it, because it's pissing me off. You want to go see? You want to act like you right now while the last few months since October, and this has been going on before then, but the war itself, with the genocide of the Gaza people since October, and you want to say that you've been Stevie Wonder to what's been happening. Is that what you're telling me? You've been Ray Charles to the situation? Now you gotta get on first class vacation type while you're drinking some kind of drink, right? Like it's champagne or whatever comes in that glass or whatever it is. I don't give a damn. But you had to do this first class trip to head over to go check out genocide for yourself. Meanwhile, you're going to the most protected area. And your commentary was so popular amongst Israel and its people that Israel itself posted on social media your 13-minute long live and then offered and begged you to do a bar mitzvah and they would host it.
Yep.
People are dying on the other side, and you over there bar mitzvahing. Or they're offering you the opportunity to bar mitzvah, and they would host it and pay for it and make sure you are good, which I believe this trip was also hosted and paid for by Israel, where people got to see, because seeing how Israel is such in turmoil, but yet they're offering to host a bar mitzvah. Genocide is happening. Babies are dying. Online is the only place that we can see it, even though I really dread seeing babies' body parts being blown to smithereens, people being unalived. But we know that when we're seeing it online, on lives, on these different things, it is actual and it's factual, because the media, because the control is really more towards the Israel people. They can control what goes out to us. And what we do see is that when the mainstream media is talking about it, it comes off like Tiffany Haddish. I got to see, well, there's both sides, and people were, and this is all of that. And next thing you know, there is people of Gaza, the Palestinians, who are getting their whole country, that small area that they did have, that still had control and reign from the Israel people, like that small thing that they did have and tried to protect, is is unrecognizable. And she got to go see for herself. Y'all think she went over there to go see what was happening in Gaza?
Well, looking
Gotta
at
go to
what
Israel first. And isn't Gaza in Israel?
Oh my God.
yeah,
Ain't
looking
it on
at
the same
what
continent, the same little.
Fatal Flaw said in the chat, she said Bobby Lee said they gave him the same all expense
Mhm.
trip, but he had to post good things about it. He later
Yeah.
regretted it. So
Yeah.
this is all it's politics. They didn't give you an all expense paid trip to come over there and see for yourself, but you're not seeing a damn thing. You can't even go in those areas that's being talked about.
She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know.
You don't even know where none of this shit is.
She doesn't know where the part that's being affected is. And I did put in the chat her response, where it says that she was teary-eyed, or however it was, or she was sad when after she dropped the video and everybody was coming against her. Let's take a listen. This is my first time listening, by the way. I didn't want to listen that day, but let's take a listen.
This is so meaningful. Tell us why you decided to go in the middle of what's going on in the Middle East right now.
I can't believe everything that I read. I need to go see for myself. I want to talk to the actual people that's here, that people that actually experience the situation that happened on the 7th, the people that actually have family members that are hostages that were taken out of their own homes, that were on their way to work, driving from Palestine to Israel, working here on a daily basis, and how they were taken as well. I wanted to talk to the people. I wanted to be with the people. I wanted to see with my own eyes, hear with my own ears.
What have you heard so far?
I've learned a lot. I learned that people were taken out of their homes. I learned that people were taken away from that actual event that was happening. All those people that were killed, there was a lot of people killed, but a lot of people were kidnapped from that event. I didn't know that before. I learned that there's 100 people that have been freed from slavery, but there's still, from being a hostage in Gaza, but there's still 100 and plus people that are over there.
One of the things that has really captured the world's attention is the scope of the retaliation by Israel. And 30,000 Palestinians have died from all of this. Are you looking at that too? Are you looking at that part of the equation?
Yes, I'm going over there too. I'm a firm believer of go see with your own eyes before you pass judgment. Go there cautiously, be cautious, but go see for yourself. I care about both sides. I care about humanity, human beings. I know this is like a lot of religious stuff going on, a lot of control of the land, a lot of, no Jews here, no this there, whatever. That's either here nor there with me. It's about the human life, human beings, man. And that's what I care about. And so that's why I'm here.
I mean, there are people on
really
social media who are saying
you can actually stop it right now. I think I've heard enough.
Israel.
Because that's my first time hearing it. I wanted to actually listen to it with you guys, fresh ears. For the first time, I wanted to see it for myself. So Ben, I'll go ahead and give you the floor.
Okay. So this is on many levels, right? First, I want to address her very insidious, very evil propaganda technique that I'm seeing a lot of.
Yeah.
She said that because she's had people lie on her before, that means that we can't take what anybody says online with regard to Israel for heart. Her personal situation where she wants to absolve herself and say they've lied on her, so they must be lying on Israel. Okay, that's a very manipulative and very high level propaganda technique that is honestly like spiritual wickedness in high places. But I see a lot of comedians doing that, including Dave Chappelle. But I'm going to move past that because she said that she's going to go see what's happening to the Palestinian people. I'm going to ask her, did she see the brain matter? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Did you go to Gaza and see the brain matter of children? That's 14,000 now. 14,000. Do you even know, Tiffany, how many Gazan babies have been killed? 14,000. 14,000 children. And you conjured up a little bit of tears over your trip over October 7th. Did you know 14,000 babies were dead? Like, did they put that in the disclaimer of whatever they paid you to go do this? Because I don't believe that you actually cared enough to go on your own. To that end, because you really are engaging in the highest level of propaganda, I'm going to engage in the highest level of truth. Why would Israel and AIPAC and all of these organizations associate with a groomer? Tiffany Haddish. David, would you put that on the screen for me? Do they realize who they've sent over there to represent Israel? A groomer who is in a lawsuit from when she put a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old child in sexually inappropriate situations. David, I'm gonna need you to put that on the screen so people can know I ain't talking. This is from NPR. Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears accused of child abuse in a lawsuit. If you read the details of this link on NPR, you will see that this is very, 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 oh my God, like who would want to be associated with people who do this to a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old? So Tiffany, if you're going to engage in that high level of propaganda, I will engage in the highest level of truth. Why would AIPAC allow a groomer to represent them?
And to even be fair on my end, like I have when this whole thing came out about her and the 7-year-old, I was like, okay, she stated that was not her intentions, that was not the knowledge about her role, all these things. So everybody was like, okay, that may have happened. Ari Spears came out 100% standing on business and like that whole situation. So we were like, okay, maybe Tiffany Spears, maybe Tiffany Haddish was thrown in there, whatever. We tried to protect her. And here she is again, somebody who has gone through we're watching go through a downward spiral, drinking issues, drinking and driving, DUIs more than twice. She's getting booed at her own sold out shows. She's getting booed because of her alcohol abuse. This woman is just showing her behind everywhere. There is nothing that we can do, but now you want to go, and her commentary has been very much in poor taste. She's repetitive when, I believe she was on the Ellen show saying, I met some men, they happen to be men in uniform, whatever, to talk about her arrest. She did that joke like on every stop that she was doing after her DUIs. Girl, go get help. Get off of live. She couldn't even remember one of the venues that she was going to go host at, where she was just like, oh my God, y'all go get tickets at, I don't know, but go to TiffanyHaddish.com. Somebody who's clearly abusing something, in my opinion, somebody who's clearly going down a downward spiral and those are easy targets. Those are the ones that are easy targets for people to just go to. People who are fighting for something, or an activist, but who hasn't really solidified their place on either side. It's easy for these groups, to go ahead and grab onto them and tell them, hey, come check this out for yourself. And for her to keep mentioning, because this is a talking point that a lot of people who stick up for Israel to say, for her to keep mentioning October 7th and not mention what has transpired since as well, and juxtapose it and say that nobody should have lost their lives. She said she saw that people were trapped in their homes and what was happening there. That's what she said. So Tiffany Haddish said that she's going to Gaza next. As David pointed out, Baby, it's locked. West Bank locked. You can't get in. You probably won't
How?
get out.
There's no
How?
Gaza left, Tiffany
Exactly.
Haddish. If you go into Gaza, you're going to see concrete and broken, splattered bodies still under the rubble, babies, brain
Mhm.
matter. That's what you're going to see. So listen, I get a lot. All I know is that she just decided and willingly and knowingly engaged in the highest level of propaganda again on the wrong side of one of the most critical issues of our day. Where do you stand on the genocide of these children in Gaza? 14,000. Now, I'm not dismissing the other 16,000 adults, but when we talk about 14,000 children and you're getting some kind of justice, I don't know what they paid this woman. I don't know. I don't know if they paid her anything, but she better not have gone over there and said something that stupid for free.
Man,
And
of course
she
they
already
did.
did.
All expense trip. And that was all part of it. Hey, once you're on the plane, we want you to go live and show where you're going and tell the people why you're going. Don't say anything bad, but say that you want to go because you want to see for yourself how everything is going. Knowing
So
good
here's your tour.
goddamn well you're not going to any of these places where you think anything, where all the stuff is going on. You're not going to anywhere remotely close to any of that.
Baby, look at her 5-star tour. Look at her 5-star tour. Look at the bus she got. Gold trim, nice lining on the inside. This is her in Israel. She's showing her tour. Is there audio?
Presence never really left this place, right? This is the holiest place. Therefore, you'll see people praying from any religion, by the way. It's not just Jews.
All religions.
This morning.
Take it out of that. Take it out of the.
Somebody coughing COVID on her as we speak.
Oh, that's probably because of my thumb.
Because they keep. That's why I said I'm looking at the comments.
You see the wall on the left, the corner here? That's the western wall. Okay, the one that is actually facing this way, like west. We're gonna be seeing this later. We'll be back. Oh. Okay, we're getting off in a second.
Excited. Look at that's the cemetery right there. Yo.
This is the equivalent of doing your own research for COVID.
Someone asked for with me.
We believe that God.
This is so pathetic.
I'm embarrassed. During Black History Month, my shirt says "Thank Black Women." That's not one I would think, though.
Come on.
That's not one of the Black women I would think. In the background, you can hear her talking about the comments. This is what people are being slaughtered. Babies are being unalived. And you're talking about what you're seeing. You have a tour going on. I know when I go on vacation, that's what it's like. And I know people are like, if she went to go get a little bit of a history, if she went to go get like a historical view about what's happening in Israel, not even that would have done for me. Because at the end of the day, all you needed to do was read an article, a verified article. And in some of those, there's an article, there's a story, I don't know who wrote it, but they did the research about how even media is suppressing, written media is suppressing the story as well. And it's favoring Israel. When you have power, that's what you can do. Tiffany Haddish is a result of power reaching out and saying, hey, we need comedians to be on board for Israel. You're going through what you're going through. Let's partner together and let's do this. People that they feel like have nothing to lose. They need to make sure the narrative is that Israel is going through it. Does this look like a tour that could happen in Gaza? What's left of Gaza is, as you said, Ben, there's nothing left. People are holding on to pieces. Literally, roof is blown off, but they're sitting inside just one wall that's standing.
If that, Rebecca, that what you just described puts a picture in my mind of someone who survived to sit in the rubble. Truth is, a Shade Dragon in the comment section reminded us those 14,000 children we're counting, those are only the ones they could find.
Right.
Well, they're estimated between 5,000 and 10,000 people under the rubble. I'm sorry, not people, children under the rubble. I'm gonna hold it together. Rebecca and James, tell me, What's the difference between this particular Negro for hire and the Trump Negroes for hire? Because the insult to me is the same. They really hired her to make it seem like she was just find you a black person. And it doesn't matter who or what they have to say or what they stand for. They're going to bring black people with you.
Because it makes you question and ask how many other black actors, actresses, musicians did they also ask as well?
Look at the ones that are super quiet on the situation, who are afraid to have a stance. Look at those people, and look at the ones who did say something that had to come back immediately and give out a both sides type a comment. And look at the ones who actually stood 10 toes down and said, I will not change my view on what's happening and ceasefire. Those people haven't seen work since.
And it's above my pay grade in terms of like how you do that. How you do that? Can't you see the same MO? Can't you see the same fingerprint of white supremacy? The same folks who pretended like they the worst. This the greatest atrocity since the Holocaust. Okay, so then what is it that you've done since October 7th? Right, but they can keep going back to October 7th saying, oh, this justifies the slaughter because we're the real victims here.
But it's how America does it too. When an isolated, and I can say isolated, an event happens, and it could be a terrorist attack or however, they'll go ahead and make everyone in that country pay instead of doing it. It doesn't matter. The same exact thing that we're seeing. They'll go to a hospital and blow that thing up because of it. Like they'll do whatever they need to do so that they can show their penis is bigger.
That they have the power, Rebecca. You identified it. You said they have the power to do this, and they are doing it.
And that's yes, David, that's what he's talking about. But no, that's where I want you guys to focus on. Because of power, that's why they got Tiffany Haddish to do what she did. It doesn't matter if it was during Black History Month. They don't care about all that. Our Black history can relate to the people, not of Israel, but the Gaza people. They can relate to the Palestinian people and what they're going through. A certain group of people who look the way they do, okay, who have different beliefs, okay, who come from a different, I guess, how they view it, come from a different place, but cannot mix with the others. And so they have to every day be reminded that they're different. And in order to be reminded that they're different, they have to be limited to access of things. They have to fight harder for things. They have to find peace in the little that they have. And you telling me that you going out there to go see what's happening.
Ain't left 5 miles radius of her 5-star hotel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But she out there seeing, oh wow, that's a cemetery.
Rebecca, let me put one fine detail here, and this is for, I'm just gonna say it. There is a group of Jewish people for certain who Black people identify with very clearly. Those are the folks who are in Israel right now who are protesting Benjamin Netanyahu. Right? They're Jewish people across this country, around this world, who are protesting it. If not now. .org, an organization of Jewish people who are protesting this to the top of their lungs, which makes Tiffany Haddish look even more foolish.
Work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help